The topic in today's podcast is about family violence during pregnancy. Before I really begin, I would like to inform you that if you or someone else are in danger, or if you have been threatened, physically hurt, or sexually assaulted, please call 911 or the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Okay, in today's podcast, we're going to explore 7 major areas of violence during pregnancy. The first is types of violence. Then we're going to talk about domestic violence during pregnancy. The third topic is about harm both to the mother and baby. 4, what are the warning signs to look out for? 5, what should I do if I'm being abused? 6, what should I do if someone I know is being abused? And 7, resources in ways you can support someone you know who is being abused. Okay? Family violence, also known as domestic violence, is a serious issue. It can begin or become worse during pregnancy. First, I would like to talk about what is domestic violence. Under the Texas Family Code, Chapter 71.004, family violence is defined as an act by a member of a family or household against another member of the family or household that is intended to result in physical harm, bodily injury, assault, or sexual assault, or that is a threat that reasonably places the member in fear of imminent physical harm, bodily injury, assault, or sexual assault, but does not include defensive measures to protect oneself. A child can be considered to be exposed to family violence if they see or hear family violence or experience its effects. Family violence can include coercive and controlling behavior, but it does not have to include physical violence or threats. It can involve many types of abuse. So let's talk about emotional abuse. This includes blaming, undermining, name-calling, bad moods, making the victim feel guilty, harassment, stalking, yelling, insulting, and swearing. It can include financial abuse, which involves taking control of all money and finances, stopping someone from working, restricting their access to money, credit cards or bank accounts, and identity theft to get credit. It can involve physical abuse, which could include shaking, pushing, hitting, kicking, driving dangerously, trying to choke, and physical restraint, deliberately damaging or destroying property, and deliberately causing death or injury to a pet. Another type of abuse is sexual abuse, which includes rape, unwanted touching, sexual jokes, forced sex without contraception, deliberately causing pain during sex, and any other type of forced or wanted sexual activity. Another type of abuse is social abuse, including keeping someone away from family and friends, controlling who they see, monitoring phone calls and emails, undermining their family or friends, and insulting or criticizing in front of others. Another type of abuse is verbal abuse, which includes criticism, name-calling, attacks on someone's intelligence or how they look, swearing, and yelling. Okay, now let's go into domestic violence during pregnancy. Statistics suggest that females are at greater risk of experiencing domestic violence from their partners during pregnancy, as well up to 1 month after the birth. This is also known as intimate partner violence. You may experience this abuse for the first time, or it may get worse while you are pregnant. Some people still have the view that a male is the head of the household and therefore should control the house and relationship. They often see the female's role as passive and willing to be available both physically and emotionally when he wants them. Males with these limited views are more likely to perpetrate domestic violence. Males who engage in family violence may resent that their pregnant partner is less able to contribute to household chores, or that they can't socialize as often anymore, or might be sexually or not sexually or emotionally available to them. This can trigger responses that lead them to show more controlling and abusive behavior. Younger females and females who have an unplanned pregnancy are often emotionally and economically vulnerable and more at risk of domestic violence. Females who have experienced sexual abuse from their partner are also at greater risk of abuse during pregnancy. Okay, now let's talk about harm both to the mother and baby. Family violence is never okay and is always dangerous. It is linked to several types of harm, both to a pregnant mother and her unborn baby. These include a lower birth weight, miscarriage or premature labor, fetal distress and injury, depression, anxiety, and stress experienced by the mother during pregnancy, which can affect a child's mental health later in life. Okay, so what are the warning signs to look out for? Domestic violence involves domination, intimidation, and control, and if a partner starts becoming more jealous, possessive, and controlling, they may check up on you more frequently. They may repeatedly accuse you of being unfaithful, scare you or hurt you. They may make you nervous or afraid to say no, control who you see or what you wear, criticize you and those people you love more frequently, say that you're imagining things or making them up, restrict your access to money or places, force you to do something or mislead you, or tell you that you'll have no support if you leave. Okay, so what should I do if I'm being abused? Number one, you should get help. Talk to a safe person, someone that you trust. Don't keep this to yourself or try to protect the offender. If you are being abused, you may be told by the person abusing you that you are experiencing is not a big deal, but it is. It is never okay for someone to abuse you. It's important for you and your baby that you seek advice and get support. Again, if you're in danger, please call 911 or the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Now, what should I do if someone I know is being abused? If you're worried about someone you know, you can find out more about the signs of domestic violence. This may help you identify some of these signs and start a conversation with the person you are concerned about. If a pregnant woman lets you know that she is being abused, you can support her by listening without making any judgment and being supportive, telling her you believe her and it's not her fault, asking her if she needs help from a support service and offering to give her one of the support service numbers that I mentioned, letting her know you'll go with her to the support organization if she wants, and staying in touch and continuing to check how she is. Okay, thank you for listening. Please consider subscribing. Citation National Institute of Health.